It's 5:30. I'll call the July meeting of the Port Edwards School Board to order. Consider approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. 4 of our 5 members are in attendance tonight, and our next board meeting will be the second Wednesday of August, which is August 13th, 8/13. Administrative reports. Mr. Pina.
Good evening, everyone. A few things to report here as we approach mid-July. On July 1st, the Wisconsin DPI released its preliminary estimates for general school aid for the upcoming school year. Port Edwards schools will see a general aid increase of $350,372, which is an increase of 8.75% from this past school year. Of the state's 421 school districts, about 32% are scheduled to receive a larger aid amount than this past school year. We're in that 32%, thank goodness. And 65% will see an aid decrease, and 3% are scheduled to remain at no change. Summer school recently wrapped up. The 3-week summer school program ran June 10th through the 28th at the elementary school. I've mentioned this previously. 58 elementary students participated in enrichment, and 10 senior high students successfully completed credit recovery courses. Thank you to all of our teachers, kitchen staff, and paraprofessionals who served during summer school. On Monday, June 16th, the 19th annual Blackhawk Scramble was held at a new venue, Bullseye Country Club. Approximately 88 golfers participated. The weather was excellent, and it was a successful fundraiser for PEEF, our education foundation. Thank you to everyone who volunteered. I saw a few of our board members there. Thank you for attending and participating and volunteering. The 20th annual Blackhawk Scramble is scheduled for Monday, June 22nd, 2026. June 22nd, 2026. After a busy spring and early summer of posting positions, interviewing, going through candidates, and selecting candidates, our school district is nearly at 100% staffing. We have one paraprofessional position that we learned about just yesterday after looking at our special education needs and our individualized education plan needs. We see the need for one part-time paraprofessional at the elementary. So that position was posted yesterday. But aside from that one position, we have all administrators, teachers, and support staff filled for the upcoming 25-26 school year. As you can see when you walked in today, we have a very busy campus here and at the elementary school. All of our district's summer building and grounds projects are on schedule to be completed before the start of the school year. Asbestos abatement at both buildings, new epoxy floors and elementary gym floor, new cafeteria tables, new internet wiring at the elementary, the installation of 3 new safety fobs and locks at the entire elementary school, and masonry and brickwork here at the high school are all in progress or will be starting soon and should be completed by September 1st. In addition to our contracted work, of course, our year-round staff are working very hard here this summer. I'd like to say a public thank you to our district custodians, Sean Ringer, Chris Martin, Patrick Arndt, John Buchholz, and Dwayne Malcolm, and our summer helpers, Jeannie Bruner, Pam Sorbo, Bonnie Thomas, and Kim Scott. They've been working hard through some very hot conditions, some very humid conditions. They've been stripping and waxing floors, refinishing and rebuilding worn out areas of the buildings, working on the lawns, and prepping classrooms for the upcoming school year. So thank you to all of our summer staff, and we have a grill out planned for them in August as a show of our thanks for their hard work. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments for Mr. Mina? There isn't any reason for anybody to address us tonight since there isn't anybody here, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Consider approval of minutes of the past meeting of June 11th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve those minutes. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Minutes are approved. The financials, any gifts, Lisa?
We had two, donations that came through PEEF. One for drum cases for $2,352 for the band department there. The band department is looking at upgrading lots of their marching equipment, and so they got a
For their trip.
donation.
The
Not a
travel
donation,
pieces
travel
for Hawaii.
and everything. It sounded
Okay.
like all of their marching stuff was,
Yeah, they have to be ready to go.
yes. And then the other one was for $2,350 for, it's going towards our Families Helping Families, which is coming through the Mike Clement Memorial. So, that's what.
Are there cards for those? Or?
Sure, in my box, I'll get those.
Okay. That's all right.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure we weren't missing
Yep, I didn't
something.
put it up, yes.
Consider approval of financials, we'll do a roll call. Kathy,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
next.
Aye.
Aye, that's approved, so all in favor. The consent agenda is approved as posted. There's no unfinished business, moving on to new business. Consider approval of a full-time third grade position for Lori Sisson.
Approximately 3 weeks ago, Jeannie Rasmussen came to me and let me know that for personal reasons, she did not want to continue teaching. So we posted that third grade position. We had 3 candidates. All 3 interviewed last week, and Mrs. Sisson was the candidate that was chosen by our committee of 5 people who interviewed her. Mrs. Sisson comes highly recommended, and I'm bringing her forward tonight for the position.
I move to approve her contract.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve a contract for Ms. Sisson. Any other discussion, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Consider approval of the update to the 2025-2026 athletic code as the senior packet.
Motion to approve as presented is requested.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the update to the athletic code. Any questions about any of those things that were noted in the packet? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 9, consider approval of the 25-26 Wisconsin academic standards.
Wisconsin state statute says that public school boards must signify at their first official meeting after July 1st each year that academic standards that their school district will be following for the upcoming school year must be identified. And the following motion is requested that the Port Edward School District will follow the Wisconsin DPI academic standards for the 25-26 school year.
So moved.
I got a question.
Yes.
Is there other academic standard besides Wisconsin DPI that people follow?
They
I
could
was
say I'm
wondering.
following like federal guidelines, or I haven't really looked into it deeply, but there are. Yeah.
No, I'm just curious.
Really?
Yes,
Okay. Just wondering.
yes.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the academic standard?
I made the motion.
I'm sorry, I missed
Second.
that. You're so far away,
I know.
I'm having a hard
I'll be
time
louder.
hearing and seeing what's
By the-
going on
it's by the
down there.
register.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Okay, there's a motion and is there a second?
Yes.
A motion and a second. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Number 10, consider approval of Wisconsin Act 12 report as posted in your packet.
Wisconsin Act 12 is a relatively new statute. It requires public high schools, which also includes charter schools, to note to school boards any types of incidents that occur on school grounds or school transportation during normal school hours of a criminal nature, of a significant criminal nature. This report was submitted by myself to DPI. There were no significant criminal events on school grounds or transportation in the 24-25 school year. And I'm seeking a motion to approve that report tonight.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the Act 12 report. All those, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Item 11, consider approval of the 25-26 laborers bus contract.
Lisa and I met with a longtime representative of Lamers, who we both know, worked with for many years. Went with her last week. Lamers came to us with a higher than a 4% proposal. We counteroffered and they came back with 4%. We felt that 4% was fair. They had some numbers significantly higher than that in the last few years. They've had numbers a bit lower than that. 4% is somewhere in the middle ground, and that falls within our budget. So 4% is what I am bringing to our school board tonight for approval for next school year.
Seems like they've been really good to work with. And
Yes.
she's, the gal has
Mrs.
talked to us, yes.
This
And-
has been great.
We want to keep good relations,
Yes,
so
they've been nothing but terrific to work with. Yes.
I move to approve.
Sabine might want to share the story she shared about how
Oh,
much
yeah.
their bus drivers like to drive for Port Edwards students.
Oh.
She said that maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
We had probably a 20-minute meeting, 25-minute meeting. I think she said 3 times during the meeting how they kind of scrambled to take the Port Edwards routes. And,
That's-
So,
That's what we want to hear.
That's right.
And Jim, I appreciate you, because I know there's some incidents, not anything terrible, but you handled them. And riding the bus is a privilege,
Yes.
and if you can't follow the rules, then,
She said Lamers appreciates what we do here.
yeah,
We do, riding the bus is a privilege. It's not part of, the law. Kids do not have to ride the bus. And we do remove children from time to time. And she said that's a very welcome comparison to some of the other districts they work with. So, yeah, so they're happy with Port Edwards.
we love to hear that.
Some districts, like Stevens Point, for example, maintain their own transportation. They have their own buses, they have a transportation director, they hire the drivers.
Buy their own
You know,
buses.
I don't know what percentage of districts around the state do that, but I'm guessing many of the larger ones do.
My prior district, we did that. We had 6 buses. We did all of the above.
It's another
I
thing.
guess there's pros and cons to doing it both ways, but for a small district,
It's efficient. It's
Well,
very efficient. They're always a phone call away. We don't have to worry about buying buses. We don't have to worry the maintenance, the hiring, personnel management,
Yes.
which is a big thing. We don't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah, when
So-
they need a sub,
I'm assuming that somewhere in the education administration world, there's some kind of formula at which point the size of the district, the number of buses, the number of kids, and the pros and cons of doing it yourself or contracting it, the curves kind of cross. And I'm guessing, as small as we are, we're way down in we really shouldn't, this is not our wheelhouse, we really shouldn't be doing this.
I'd like to think that it was that logical, but I think it's more cultural. Because I came from a district almost the exact same size, and because they had 2 or 3 multi-generation bus drivers, and they took care of their own buses, they took a lot of pride in it. It was very, very cost effective there to have our own buses, so I think it really depends on the makeup of your district. Here in Port Edwards, we're right between Rapids and Coosa. It's very efficient to have Lamers. It's very efficient, yeah. So,
Anything else about the Lamers contract? If not, then I will ask for a motion to approve.
so moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the 25-26 Lamers bus contract. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Opportunity for individual comment. Kathy?
I'm just thrilled that we are almost fully staffed. I think that's wonderful. And I think we've got a really good staff and we want to keep it that way. And with all the things that are going on with the upkeep of both buildings, we are going to be in good shape for the fall. That's it.
John?
I don't Hope everybody's having a good summer. That's all.
I got nothing.
I'm gonna be attending the summer WASB conference in Stevens Point on Friday and Saturday this week. I'll have a report for the board on that event at the August meeting. I met with, Mr. Brina earlier this week in regards a proposal to, try to do something to honor and recognize Marshall Beeler's time as a board member and time as a village board member and simply time as a preeminent citizen of the community. That is in process. If it bears fruit, I'm sure we'll hear more about it. A few years ago, Marshall sent me a letter that was in response to a question that I had about sort of the hidden history of Port Edwards, the buildings and places in the community that were, that are no more. And he responded with a 1.5-page typewritten letter, which was basically a riding, walking tour of the village with places indicated that, well, in this corner, there used to be this, but it isn't there now because that was built. And we're playing with the idea of trying to promote this by way of a map, signage, publicity, but whatever will happen, and we'll have to see what happens, so.
We do have another piece of the puzzle. Leo met with Steve Murnau yesterday morning. He stopped in to see me and he read my email and he's on board.
Great.
You know, we have to look into funding for the signs. We have to work with the village to get the signs posted and maintained. But some of the pieces are coming together for it.
Already stated, our next board meeting is August 13th. Do we want to look at September, or are we just going to see how the rest of the summer goes?
Stay with the second Wednesday.
Yes, I can.
Stay with the
Second
second.
Wednesday?
Yeah, it'll be the 10th.
So we have 8:13 and
10.
9:10, okay? Any other thing for the good of the cause anywhere? At 5:49, then I will call for adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
This has to be some sort of all-time record. I mean, this is great. Thank you